12 p.m. today, the voting could be happening on this big $3.5 trillion stimulus package. Let's get into it and discuss where we stand with the voting and what's going on with this stimulus package. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back every single day as your daily advocate and to keep you updated with all of this information that is changing very rapidly, literally every single day. Not only that, I do whatever I possibly can to especially help out those people who are low income or living on a fixed income like Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, RRB, to help out with any stimulus provisions and or stimulus checks or permanent raises to all of those benefits. So if you like the sound of that, make sure to subscribe right down below the video, and I will continue doing anything I possibly can to help you out in any way through these videos. Again, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Let's get into it. So first off, if you were joining me last night in the live stream, thank you so much for being there. It was a really fun time. I haven't hosted a live stream in a couple months now, so it was a really fun time to come back and really connect with everybody, answer your questions, and just do whatever I could to be there for you. But yeah, that was a really fun time. We were streaming for over 2 hours yesterday evening. Fun stuff. So if you haven't seen it, feel free to go back and check it out. But of course, I certainly do not expect you to watch the whole thing. It was very long, but if you want to stop in and check it out for a little while, it was a fun time, right? Yeah, those live streams are always such a really good time. So anyway, hopefully I can host another one here sometime very soon. So anyway, thank you again for your support, everybody. I truly appreciate all of you. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. So yesterday, as we discussed in the live stream, they were supposed to be holding a vote yesterday evening, which would be a procedural vote on House rule, which would ultimately open up floor discussion on this budget resolution, which would be like the opening steps or the first steps in the budget reconciliation process. Well, unfortunately, actually, yesterday in the live stream, I was saying, I haven't seen any updates. I'm not sure what's going on with them. I haven't checked in on them in a while. And actually, what happened is, yesterday, they were still in session talking about all this until after midnight. So they were up way later than I actually gave them credit for. In my live stream, I was saying, yeah, they're probably tucked into bed, a long time ago, and they're probably not doing anything. But actually, they were still doing things until about midnight. So yeah, wow, they were still working on this stuff. So Nancy Pelosi was trying to convince these 9 Democratic, moderate Democrats to come over and start supporting the vote or the procedural vote on this budget resolution. Now here's the problem. These 9 moderate Democrats are basically saying, we're not having it. We're not going to vote on this the budget resolution until we get a fully passed bill on the infrastructure. So we knew this, but they were so Nancy Pelosi was trying to come together with these moderate Democrats to kind of find common ground so that they can come together and actually vote on this procedural House rule to start moving forward with the budget resolution. Well, unfortunately, up until midnight of last night, or, essentially this morning, there was no consensus. She did not get them to come over. So she wrapped it all up, told everybody to go home, and they're coming back this morning to try to hammer this thing out again. Now, here's what they're going to do. They're going to meet this morning to talk about, everything going on. They're going to have a short meeting with President Biden with all this stuff going on around the world right now. And then sometime around noon, they're going to try to possibly hammer out a vote on this thing. So kind of weird that they're still trying to hammer out a vote on this when clearly they are not having enough votes right now. So here's the thing. Let me tell you the spread on this. Nancy Pelosi only has a very slim margin in the House right now. She can only sacrifice about 3 votes until she doesn't have enough. So that's all she can lose is 3 votes, assuming that no Republicans vote for this. And we already know, Republicans already told us they're not voting for it. So we can already count all of them out. That's fine. I mean, we know that already. That's no surprise. But here's the thing. She can only lose 3 votes in her own party before it's game over. You know what I mean? So, of course, they can always come back and try again. But here's the thing. On the initial vote, if she doesn't get those extra votes, she can only lose up to 3 people. And as of right now, she has about 9 moderate Democrats who are coming forward saying, yeah, we're not having it. So, whoa, we'll have to see what happens coming up today here in just a matter of a couple hours. So they have said about noon today, noon or sometime thereafter. Again, like I said yesterday, please, nobody hold your breath, because here's the thing. We've seen delays. And once again, the vote was supposed to happen last night, and it didn't happen. So another delay. I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of the same thing again today. If once again it gets, pushed out way until this evening or late this afternoon. But I think it'd almost be close to a miracle if there's actually a vote at around noon today, as we've been seeing there. Here's what also is very interesting. So you know how the progressives in the House, they call themselves the Squad? Have you heard of this? So yeah, progressives in the House, they call themselves the Squad. So if you ever hear that term thrown around out there, that's what they're referring to, is the progressives in the House. Here's what's interesting. This group of 9 Democrats, moderate Democrats, are now being called the Mod Squad. The Mod Squad, like M-O-D, moderates, mod Squad. Yeah, so that's what they're being called now, is the Mod Squad. So I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Like, seriously, just another name. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. Like, seriously, focus on some things and like get something done rather than trying to find fun, cute names and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what we can kind of expect today. And now, you know, the House of Representatives will probably be in session most of this week trying to hammer this stuff out. Now, their intentions are not to be there all week, but here's the thing. We know that there are so many delays. We know that they delay and delay and delay. A lot of time is, you know, kind of wasted just talking about different things, and, you know, things get delayed very easily. So here's the thing. They only wanted to be here for a few days this week, but I would anticipate they're probably going to be here for probably multiple days, probably through Thursday, maybe Friday. Who knows? But it's going to be a while yet until they actually get things hammered out here. So we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting going forward here. But yeah, there's a lot of things in limbo right now. Nancy Pelosi is in kind of a tough position. She is being tugged on by people from both sides of the spectrum within her own party. But, you know, she has kind of this juggling act, and we'll have to see how she handles this whole thing. But either way, we should be getting some final votes today, which, well, let me take that back. Not necessarily final votes. What it is, it's going to be a vote which will be a procedural vote like on House rule, which would ultimately open up debate on the budget resolution, which ultimately would then come a final vote on the budget resolution. Kind of get what I'm saying? A lot of votes that have to happen, like the precursors that have to come forward in order to get this whole thing kind of cooking, if that makes sense. All right, so one more thing. I just wanted to come across this. I wanted to mention this. This only affects a very small group of people, but I wanted to throw it out. And because what's interesting is every single week I come to you and say, hey, here are the new UBI programs that have been announced for this week. And this morning I came across a new one. Well, actually, to be totally honest, I came across it yesterday, but there was so much to talk about yesterday, I didn't really cover it. And I came across it again this morning, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to mention it really quickly. So it is a program in San Francisco, California. They are sending, the program is actually called Miracle Messages. I believe that's what it's called. Anyway, but they're sending out something called Miracle Money. I love that name, by the way. Whoever thought of Miracle Money, that is like a cool name right there. I love it. Miracle Money. I wish I would have thought of that. That's like really cool stuff right there, right? Miracle Money? I don't know. I just really like that. When I saw that, I thought, that's a cool name right there. There's not too many names that I really think are cool, but I really like the Miracle Money name. So anyway, what they're doing is they're giving $500 for homeless people in San Francisco for the next 6 months. Cool stuff. Now, there are some restrictions on this money, how it can be spent. It cannot be spent on like, firearms or illicit drugs, things like this, or I believe alcohol was maybe on the list. So there are some restrictions on this stuff. But either way, they're giving homeless people in San Francisco $500 for the next 6 months as a part of this Miracle Money project. Pretty cool stuff right there, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. So anyway, just wanted to bring that one to you. As of right now, they only have a handful of people that are taking advantage of this right now. And I believe that the funding that they have is actually somewhat limited. So it's a smaller project, but either way, it's another UBI project that is popping up right now. So kind of cool stuff. I wanted to mention that to you. Even though it's just kind of a smaller one at this time, it's probably going to grow, just like so many of these other UBI projects that are out there right now that are really, sending out money to people. I mean, we see these things pop up all the time. And I wouldn't be surprised, it's still early in the week, I wouldn't be surprised one bit if we see yet another UBI or GBI program pop up sometime this week. It's probably about 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these programs that pop up literally every single week, and I bring them to you. Well, we're already down to 2 already this week, and it's very early. So, yeah, there's many more days to come this week, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more show up this week, or at least one more show up this week alone. So I'll let you know as soon as I find that. But I'll be watching this in the House closely today, and I'll let you know what's going on. But that's pretty much where we stand right now when it comes to this budget resolution and everything else going on. So If you like the sound of that, again, make sure to subscribe down below. Go back and check out a few minutes of that live stream from last night if you want to. It's kind of a fun time. Of course, it's over 2 hours. I don't expect you to watch anywhere near most of it. Stop by for a few minutes if you want. Check it out for 5-10 minutes or something like that. It's kind of a fun time. But either way, go back and check out some other videos here on the channel. Feel free to share any of these with your friends, family, social media. And just remember, I'm here to help out in any way that I can. I truly just want to help everybody in this community. I know it's a tough time right now. I know that the struggle is real. And I just do all this research to boil it all down into these short videos and help out in any way that I can. So thanks again. Tell your friends, family, social media to come over, check out the channel, subscribe, watch the videos, and just remember, I am here to help in any way that I can as your daily advocate. Thanks again. Enjoy.